The boy sat on the broken bench every afternoon after school. His name was Ethan, and he was 12 years old. His shoes were worn, his backpack was thin, and his dreams felt smaller each day. Across the road stood tall buildings where rich people lived. Ethan used to look at them and wonder, why was I born on this side of the street? One quiet evening, as the sun painted the sky orange, an old man sat beside him. The man wore simple clothes. His hair was silver, his hands rough, and his eyes calm, like they had seen both storms and sunshine. "You come here every day?" the old man said gently. Ethan nodded. "It's quiet here." The old man smiled. "Quiet places are where life speaks." They sat in silence for a while. Then the boy asked, "Sir, were you ever poor?" The old man chuckled softly. "Poor? I was poorer than poor. I had holes in my shoes and hunger in my stomach." Ethan's eyes widened. "Then how are you so calm?" The old man turned to him. "Because I learned something early, something most people never learn." Ethan leaned closer. "What was it?" The old man pointed at the buildings. "Those people didn't get rich because they wanted money. They got rich because they understood value." Ethan frowned. "Value?" "Yes," the man said. "Money follows value, not wishes, not complaints." Ethan looked down. "I want to be rich one day, but I don't know how." The old man nodded. "Then listen carefully. What I tell you today will change your life, but only if you use it." The boy sat straight. The old man said, "Rule 1, never trade time for money forever." Ethan blinked. "But everyone works for money." "Yes," the man said, "but rich people don't sell hours. They build things that earn while they sleep." "What kind of things?" "Skills, businesses, ideas, systems." The boy stayed silent. "Rule 2, the old man continued, "learn more than your teachers teach you. School teaches survival, not success." Ethan whispered, "So school is useless?" The man smiled. "No, school gives you tools, but wisdom teaches you how to use them." The old man picked up a small stone. "This stone is nothing alone, but in the right hands it can build a house." Ethan nodded slowly. "Rule 3, the old man said. "Never blame where you start. Only control where you go." "But it's harder for people like me," Ethan said. The old man's eyes grew serious. "Harder, yes. Impossible, no. Poverty is not a life sentence. It's a classroom." That sentence stayed in Ethan's mind. "Rule 4, the man said. "Read every day. Rich minds are built before rich wallets." "What should I read?" Ethan asked. "Biographies, business, psychology, money, and books that scare you because they're difficult." Ethan smiled nervously. "I don't like difficult things." The old man laughed. "Neither does success, but it chooses them anyway." They both laughed. Then the old man said softly, "Rule 5, and this is the most important." Ethan leaned forward. "Delayed pleasure builds permanent wealth. Poor people spend today. Rich people invest tomorrow." Ethan thought of candy, toys, and games. "Every time you choose learning over comfort," the old man continued, "you move closer to freedom." The sky darkened, streetlights flickered on. Ethan finally asked, "Did these rules make you rich?" The old man smiled. "They made me free. Money followed later." The boy's eyes shone. "Will you come back tomorrow?" The old man stood up. "No, wisdom visits once. Practice visits forever." He began to walk away. "Wait," Ethan called. "What if I fail?" The old man turned around. "Then fail fast, learn faster, quit never." With that, he disappeared down the road. 10 years later, Ethan stood in front of those same buildings, but now he worked inside one. He wasn't rich yet, but he owned skills. He saved money. He invested. He read every night. 20 years later, Ethan bought the bench beneath the old tree and fixed it. On a small metal plate, he engraved words: "Money follows value. Time rewards discipline." Every evening, Ethan sat there, and when a young child came with tired eyes and big dreams, Ethan smiled and said, "Sit down. Let me tell you something that will change your life." Moral of the story: 1. Money follows value, not wishes. If you want to be rich, focus on learning skills and creating value for others. 2. Your starting point does not decide your ending. Being born poor is not a failure. Staying poor by giving up is. 3. Time is more valuable than money. Use your time to learn, grow, and build something that lasts. 4. Discipline today creates freedom tomorrow. Choosing learning over comfort leads to long-term success. 5. Reading builds the mind before wealth builds the wallet. Rich people think differently because they learn differently. 6. Failure is a teacher, not an enemy. Every mistake is a lesson moving you closer to success. 7. True wealth begins with the right mindset. When your thinking changes, your life changes.